Honorable Chairperson, I think our charge letters are very clear, and with clear timelines in terms of the PhD responding to these anomalies. And if they don't respond, we'll proceed with recoveries. Thank you.
Honorable members, I think we have done enough justice on this one. I would request that we proceed to H. Proceed to H. H, controlling officer, is we are looking at what is the H? Yeah, we are looking at the weaknesses in the administration of terminated officers. Honorable members, can we proceed to ask questions? Honorable Mukumbi.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, these are purely administrative matters. Payment of salaries to deceased officers, payment of salary to officers who resigned, delayed transfer of officers to separatist payroll. Surely, Chair, if we have competent people, this can't even be seen. This can't even be an audit query, because these are things that we are supposed to be doing every month. So, do you have officers that are providing staff returns every month?
Yes.
Do you have officers in accounts, such as those from audit, who will be able to see that something is wrong somewhere before even payments or salaries are made? Because I believe that before even salaries are done, internal audit comes in to verify whether these people are still providing a service or not. So, purely, Chair, these are issues to do with management, and probably the PS can respond to that.
PS, before you can respond, do we have where were these? Where did it have? Which places? Which are the affected areas of our country? We have Southern Province. Of course, we have Lusaka. We have Northern. We have Mchinga, Copper Belt. I'm sure the officers are here, and they should answer for themselves. PS, proceed to assign this question.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. On table 10, I think my colleagues from the province, PhD for Southern Province, Northern, no, Muchinga, sorry, and Lusaka. Please, you can come on the floor.
And Copper Belt.
Yes, and Copper Belt, Masaiti.
Can we hear from them? We'll start with Southern Province.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. With your permission, I'll ask my Senior Human Resource Manager to give the response.
Senior Human Resource Manager, can find where to sit. And you can proceed to that effect.
Thank you very much, Chair. It's on table 10. Table 10.
Maybe, did you get the question?
Maybe we need to repeat the question.
The honorable member was, you know, what?
Chairperson.
Or maybe Honorable Mwamba can help out.
The question, we are on H, which is page 62. So there is weaknesses in the administration of termination of officers, payments of salaries to deceased officers, We have delayed transfer of officers to separatists payroll. We also have issues relating to salaries paid to deserters, irregular payments of salary to employees on unpaid leave. So government is losing colossal amounts of money in all these vices. So now the provinces that are here have been picked out, and we want to understand why there's challenges in the ministry, whether at district level, at provincial level, in just managing the affairs of the ministry when it comes to payroll issues, because these are administration issues and they should not wait for the Auditor General's office to find all these anomalies, yet there's officers that are in place to pick out and to try and iron out where the issues are. So those that have been called in, I'm sure there is table 10 which can be looked at, where there's Southern Province, Lusaka Province, there's Copper Belt and Muchinga Province. So there's need for all the affected officers that have been called to the front bench to explain what the reasons are, why we are not making progress, because it's definitely the responsibility of the officers to ensure that there are no irregularities. I submit, Chair.
Yes, Southern Province, you can proceed to give your response.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'll start with the payment of salaries to those on unpaid leave. I think the observation by the auditors was true and correct, but the only problem that we had was to the districts that were concerned to actually know that those people that were on unpaid leave, they were supposed to block their salaries, so they didn't do that on time. That's the reason why we had that query. And for Livingstone, I think we had an issue with the HRMO who got leave pending retirement. So as a result, Livingstone did not have an end user. Then for those that deserted, I think it was the same thing that we managed to rectify the problem, and the recoveries were computed, and we are waiting to recover from their personnel emoluments. And then for the separatists, for issues to do with those who were supposed to be taken to separatist payroll, I think the letters were written to PMEC, but it seems it took time for PMEC to transfer the officers to the separatist payroll. So otherwise, from our side, even when the auditors came, we showed them the letters that we wrote to PMEC that we needed to transfer staff to the separatist payroll. I submit, Chair.
Yes. What we're getting from Southern Province as a committee is quite disheartening. Pure case of negligence. Your officers are submitting to this committee that they had no end user. Surely, can that be an explanation? Does it justify government to lose revenue basically because the end user has gone on leave? You as PSU must be aware that someone has gone on leave, and to that effect you are supposed to have, put corrective measures or put an alternative to that effect. That's why we're saying this committee is finding it hard, because we are not getting befitting responses from your officers. You cannot submit to this committee to that effect, that no, we had no end user. So what happens next? So it was acceptable for government to lose revenue? I think we have to be serious. seriousness has to be exhibited, controlling officer. We can proceed to the next, which is Copper Belt.
Sorry, Honorable Chairperson, perhaps the Provincial Health Director could shed more light in terms of, what happened to the end user during the period, why they couldn't appoint a replacement end user.
Where is the Provincial Health Director for Southern Province? Proceed.
Thank you, PS, and thank you, Chair. When the end user for Livingstone went on leave, ordinarily we should have had the replacement and the authority to appoint another end user to that effect. So I think, again, I must say that probably we went to sleep, we overlooked that issue. I submit.
Yeah, but by the end of the day, government lost revenue. And the PS, we have to institute disciplinary action against these hearing officers. We cannot just accept as a committee that went to sleep. There was money that was lost. The country lost money. And the responsible officers should be responsible enough to do what is right. Honorable colleagues, should we listen to the other provincial heads? Because it will be the same thing. I don't know. Maybe we just have a position on this issue.
Yes,
Honorable Mnyima? Oh, Honorable Mukumbi first. Then
So Chair, I think we just take a position because the responses will be similar. That's my feeling, Chair.
Honorable Mnyima?
Yeah, let's move. There are no answers.
Okay, okay. All right. I think we've come to an end. It's basically all the same. I think we're there. Controlling officer, you have something to say?
Yes, Honorable Chairperson. On the same payment, I just wanted to put it on record that the supervising officers were charged, and we expect them to effect similar charges and recoveries to these monies so that there is no loss to government. I submit.
Okay. Controlling officer, I was consulting something. Maybe can you repeat what you have just said?
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. I wanted to put it on record that as controlling officer, I effected charge letters on the officers who are supervising these PEMIC end users, and we expect that they too, in turn, will effect charges and, even more importantly, recoveries, so that there is no loss to government on these monies.
Controlling officer, this committee is a committee of facts. We don't rely on speculations. Do you have evidence to that effect that you instituted disciplinary action against these hearing officers?
Yes, sir, we have evidence.
If you have, you can circulate. Okay, there's an appendix. Sorry, controlling officer, these appendices are quite bulky, and circulate. Controlling officer, we have come to the end of your submission, but we as a committee want to state expressly that we are not happy or we are not impressed with the way you are managing this ministry. I know you are new, and some of these are legacy issues, but that doesn't excuse you. This committee would want to see an improvement in your committee. You know very well that more than 50% of our national budget is personal emoluments, and as such, you need to be on top of everything so that you prevent these unnecessary financial leakages. Resources ending up in people's pockets is not what every Zambian would admire. So as a controlling officer, we expect you to enhance your controlling officer, your duties as a controlling officer to ensure that we put to a stop these negative vices, which actually by the end of the day it affects us as a nation. We know we have a very limited fiscal space. These resources that people are pilfering or stealing from the country, they are the same ones we need in our constituencies to deliver service, not only service, quality service to our people. And as such, this committee will not take kindly anyone who is found wanting to that effect. Controlling officer, to that effect, I would like to lift your immunity and that you are free to go. Whatever you say beyond what I've said, you should know that you are on your own. I thank you.
We all were saying same thing. Zambia must be free. Who is going to free Zambia? We ourselves. How do we free Zambia? It's by coming together. So I was happy to have young men from different tribes. We all came together and we stood together. We're going to prison together. Families behind. And we stood together in prison, we stood together outside. It is a wonderful thing. We succeeded, thank God, our Creator. Unity in Zambia, extremely important. So I'm saying continue, continue. Wants to live on its own, want to be on its own. They don't look to others as also fellow human beings, God's children at all. They get divided, they begin fighting, they begin destroying each other across tribes. So it is a very dangerous group of human beings on earth, not only in Zambia, all over the world, where people are divided according to tribes. We saw that if we did not bring up the importance of our nation, we'll be a divided people. A divided people meaning we cannot live together. We'll be fighting each other across the tribes. To destroy that, we say we built this one Zambia, one nation approach, looking at tribes not as a way of life, but nation as a way of life. So we're going to one Zambia, one nation. One Zambia, one nation. One Zambia, one nation. We've built up in a very strong way. So today, those 73 tribes of Zambia are very united. Very united. Yes, there will be some people who are still weak in looking at tribes as their way of life. All of us as tribes got to come together to build one Zambia, one nation.
You can now advertise on Parliament Television and Parliament Radio. For more information,